Right, good evening. Welcome to round 13 of the RLH F1 Season 5. We are in Spa this evening, and I would just like to get an apology out the way straight away. Me and Mary are going to murder every single name to every single corner, and you're probably not going to be able to follow where the action is. But a couple to get off the bat, it's going to be probably El Rouge most of the night rather than Eau Rouge. We're going to have Brussels and corners.
Yeah. Blanchy Mount.
Blanchy Mount and the chicane.
Chicane. I don't know how to say.
So let's go for predictions. I think it's going to be a mid 144 somewhere for the quali pole lap, and probably, I didn't see the weather, but I'm going to guess softs to mediums unless weather intervenes.
Well, I'm just asking now on Discord what the weather's going to be for the race, and hopefully someone gets back to me. But it looks a bit overcast for the old for the qualifying. And it looks like maybe I better do get all this set up first before I start doing anything.
Into start dry after 20 minutes. Right, so that's already chucked the soft onto the mediums out the window.
Well, that could just be an intermediate into a
soft or medium, depending on the length. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I noticed that Spaghetti has stayed away from the track today for fear of repercussions after the interference in F4 last week.
He ruined my race, honestly. His name is Mud. We won't be mentioning Spaghetti chips for the rest of the evening. Hopefully. Well, yeah, you know, he's unable to attend tonight due to going to some form of bar where I don't really think it's suitable for young audience viewers. But you know, we'll just have a good time, mate. Enjoy your Vaseline. Okie dokie. So we have a new driver today as well, I do believe, in Alpha Tricks, and Cohen Blish. I'm going to call him Cohen. And we've got Deneen, who had a very good race last week in Hungary, and Lakita, who got a podium, I do believe.
I'm not sure if Deneen will agree that he had a very good race. He had a very good start to a race last week in Hungary, but of course had that problem with the disconnecting and putting himself into the barrier.
Well, he blames it on his controller, but you know, I think the pressure just got to him.
Yeah, the pressure of increasing his lead lap by lap really took its toll.
Do you know what? Well, who was it that had it before? It was already forgotten in the memory of F1. Was it Fretty? It was Rafa. Rafa was the one, wasn't he? He was the dominant leader.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, if you're going to try and make a square peg fit a round hole, yes, Rafa left when the pressure got too much of dominating.
Good start. This was a good start. Choking on your water.
Is that Bruma out on his? What is
well,
that?
We're on with Callis at the moment. He's on his. He's now on a hot lap. Let's have a ride on board, shall we?
Free out
now. We'll see who's just going up past Rouge or Le Rouge or Rouge. Slight luck up there on the front right. Oh, my favourite corner, Brussels.
Yeah.
Up to the infamous no name.
Corner with no name. Yeah.
As a name, it's, well, by all accounts, called Double Gooch.
I think that's this one. The old Double Gooch.
Double Gooch.
Puon, I think more people know it as. Probably not quite in that pronunciation, but something similar.
Or just hoping for the best and hope you get around that corner.
Yeah, the flat out for some corner.
Yeah, flat out for some.
Not correct there.
I assume that you are talking about young Callis.
Here's Mary Huffcutt corner. That's quite a lot to say. Mary Huffcutt corner.
Go on, say it again.
I'm not going to try again because could have a Freudian slip there.
Well. It wouldn't be what I haven't heard before. So bullied as a child. Oh, Cohen putting a very good time, 1:43.6. And as Callis comes up, he's going to be in the low 150s, 145s, not 150s. And we've got
so already my 144 is well out the window.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say anything. We've got Deneen just coming up now to the bus stop chicane, but there's someone ahead of him. But
I meant for the bottom of the grid. I wasn't talking about pole at all.
Yeah. Alright, and Deneen. Oh, midnight. 1:43.1. And Deneen gets a 1:43.3, so a very good time. And let's see who's next. Looks like Verstappen, who is owed a win this week. Had a very solid race over the last few weeks. Always on the podium, always a bridesmaid, but never the bride. That's it. I've never been a bride either. Looks a little bit off pace. That's not too bad, starting at provisional P4. And we've got the K2 coming up to the bus stop chicane on the final few turns. And again, not looking like the quickest of laps, but certainly a low mid 1:43. Oh, I just shut my mouth, he's in a 1:42.
I mean, we've got two drivers currently fitted with mediums. Now,
yeah, I think that's just for bankers.
Yeah, well,
good lap out there by Simsy Danger.
You've only got 11 people qualifying. If you're one of those two on mediums, do you want to be the one that finishes 10th on the medium with no choice, or do you want to be the one that finishes 11th and can change it on most? I suppose if you're starting on inters,
it doesn't matter.
Really pointless, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Caddis has retired from the session, so he's obviously had a bit of a slip. So,
or he's happy with a 1:45.
Yep, no, absolutely.
We've got the K2 just put in a 1:42.8, so that's a solid.
Someone's showing off. I've got Alpha Tricks as well, just coming through.
I don't think I could get a 1:42 with a 5-second head start.
I could do, but I'd have to smash a lot of walls. There we go. Alpha Tricks coming through a Blanchy Mount. Up to the bus stop chicane. Looking for a decent time actually. Could be looking at a 1:42. Ooh, a 1:43.1.
I'll tell you what, a 1:43.1 on the mediums. Does he realise the weather's wet?
Well, this is the thing. Will there be? It depends on how. These are professionals. They're not like us. We're in the depths of F4 where if it rains, we're putting our rear wing up to 11.
Or can they start on the mediums anyway?
I don't think.
Yeah, if it is just intermediate, but light rain's going to dry out pretty much from the start of the race. Does he need to start on the inter tyres, or is he thinking?
It completely depends. It says it's going to be 20 minutes into the race where it's going to be raining, so I can't imagine anyone's going to start on the mediums. Then it's a wet circuit. You're basically just asking for yourself to be spun out at a Rouge or Radiloni.
Ride along.
Radiloni.
We'll call it ride along for the evening. That's quite easy to say.
Ooh, Mr. Forbes. Oh, no crazy crumpet. I was going to see if he could beat my record for 20 seconds worth of penalties this week. That's going to be a hard one to beat. So, is Rob Forbes playing a tactical game here? Because he's just sitting behind Sem. So is he hoping to get a decent tow going down the Kemmel Straight to maybe increase his lap time? Wouldn't be a bad shout. But he seems to be just backing up ever so slightly. We'll stay on board with Sem. He's generally got good qualifying pace. Let's see how he gets on with his first banker lap. Going very wide to get a better run. Going through the bus stop. There's a good line going through left south. Getting that lovely, getting straight on the throttle. Coming down a Radion. Flat out, going from Radion up to El Rouge.
El Rouge is at the top, bottom, on the Kemmel Straight.
Oh well, same difference.
He's going backwards around the track.
Yeah, well. Look, I know the Silverstone circuit, alright? I don't know the Spa one.
No, that's fine. I think this is Les Combes. But I think it sounds better if you say it like a comedian, Les Combes.
have a look at his sector 2. I didn't see what his sector 1 time was, whether he was up or down. So let's just have a look.
I was distracted by the possibility he was going in reverse.
Alexander sector 2. Let's see how he's getting on. Getting all the curb.
He's going to hit some traffic in a minute, though. Looks things they're going to have to get a move on.
They're going to have to get a move on.
God, 2 wide, that's all you need.
That is...
Well, that's... that was close.
Oh, I'm not going to lie, I did have to look away. I had to check my WhatsApp messages.
They were giving him a double toe.
Yeah. Say about my WhatsApp messages. And a 1:33.3, that's not a bad time at all, Sam. Not too bad at all. And Mr. Forbes. Getting a 1:44.1. So who else is on out lap? So the leader, Likitu, on his second set of softs, I can only imagine. He's going to get a lovely bit of toe, but almost goes in. Yeah, beautiful. Well, that's his lap over and done with. Let's move on to someone else. Let's go on to the knee. Going on to the Kemmel split.
Well, Cohen's just put himself onto the front row with his last lap by looks of things.
Well, let's see how the Deneen's getting on. Going through. I've just missed the blooming sectors as well. Don't know what his town is. Be interesting. I mean, I think if Deneen can get a good start, I mean, he's obviously got the pace from Hungary last week, but being a different circuit could be relevant. But if he can get himself on the front row, I reckon he's going to have a really good time. And Lakitu, Midnight needs to make the most of the advantage this week with no spag and chips and try and extend his lead even more. Verstappen, he's another one that could be up there as well. Just looking to actually finally get that first race win that's eluded him for so long. Just going to see, Deneen is 1/10 down on Lakitu's time, so he's doing really well, going through sector 2. Alpha Trix could be a dark horse, new to the league. The same with Cohen. It looks like he races in the same sort of leagues as Verstappen, so could be interesting.
Very good time.
Good time, 1:43.0 by Deneen. And Cohen looks like he's coming in for his... Yeah, he's got plenty of DRS, so he's obviously not... He's coming straight into the pits. Let's have a look at Alpha, see if Alpha can do anything better. He's now on the soft tyres, did his 1:43.1 on the mediums, which was pretty impressive. Now on the soft tyres, I can only imagine he's going to be at least a second quicker. No pressure.
Well, especially as the track should develop, the longer they're in qualifying. I mean, who's going to leave? Who's going to blink latest, do you think, and come out? Do you think Lakitu's going to go out for another lap?
I think they're all going to come out for another lap. You know, I think Alpha, he's either going to make a decision. If it's a good lap, he needs to come in. Well, sorry, complete the lap, but he's not. He's going to come in for a new set of softs. And I think Verstappen's going to... Oh, Verstappen, that's not a good quality time, Sunshine. That is not a good quality time. You need to get back in there and shove another set of boots on you, mate. And Deneen's going to be coming in, strapping on a new set of softs. So everyone's in the pits at the moment. So it's going to be a case of it's a 1:43. So you can imagine that they're going to be leaving around the 2:20 mark. Well, if you're being dangerous, you're going to have to just fly through your outlap. So everyone in the pits, and Callis in 11th. Don't know what happened to Callis. Did he crash? I didn't see him crash.
I mean, so Rain's going to be in for what, 20 minutes to start the race? That's about half the race, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be roughly about half the race.
So
who's
do they set up for wet conditions, slightly favoured, and try and build a gap
Well,
that they can then defend?
I understand there's going to be
up for the dry.
Me, because I'm a pansy, and I have no backbone when it comes to race day, I'd be setting on, you know, something a bit conservative, around, you know, 10, 11 wings. Just to, you know, yeah, just to ensure. The problem is,
I'm just wondering if maybe that's the difference between top and bottom on the quali set at the moment.
Well, not being funny though, there's only, what, 1.6 seconds between Bruma to Lakitu. Not being funny, but if you can get a good 30-second head start in the rain, in the wet, on the dry, you've got to, again, adjust to the track conditions, come in at the right time, you know, whilst you're on the intermediates, and you stay on the intermediates, and you're still putting in good pace, you know, you're not waiting for the rain to stop, you're actually praying that the rain holds out, you're just going to get faster and faster. For me, I'd have a wet setup, and because it worked for me in France when I won it, but there was no stream, so there's no proof.
Well, yeah, I do remember that night very well, because I do believe that is when the commentating gig came about.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's you and your volunteering, I'll tell you. It's your Greenpeace attitude.
I think it was you throwing all your toys out the pram in the chat afterwards.
I didn't throw all my toys.
And some interference from a higher power and a very quick apology.
Yeah, it's all your wife's fault. Alright, Simsy Danger on his, well, can only be his final hot lap. And, I'll tell you what, if you're quick, Simsy, you might be able to get another lap in those, but I think that is your lap over and done with. Sam getting a good toe, and, Simsy's just giving him a bit of a tap on the side there. So if Simsy hasn't got front wing damage, which I can only assume he will do. Let's see if we can see something Simsy. Well, Simsy looks like he's got all of it intact. Oh, no. That's one way to cut the chicane.
Wow, unless it's a teammate favour. I didn't see whether Sem gave Simsy the toe the first time.
Well,
I wasn't being observing enough.
The problem is Simsy had a bit of a wobble, bit of oversteer in the first corner.
Some men like a bit of wobble.
Well, I know we all like a bit of a wobble, but you know. But then Sem obviously saw that he had about that wobble, and he knew his lap wasn't going to be any good for Simsy. But it just seems like at the bottom of Eau Rouge, they came together, just a bit of a tap on the wheels. But let's see what Sem can do, because I've not been monitoring his telemetry. I don't know if he's up or down, whether it's good or bad. It looks like a good pace. Could definitely be in the 143's lows. Needs a good exit. Power down. Ooh, that's not bad at all.
It's an improvement.
Right, now let's see if Simsy can actually do something. But he's going to be the last one to go over the lap this lap time. So let's see where we are looking at.
I'm just on board with Verstappen coming into the bus stop chicane.
Verstappen. And I think Bob Forbes is behind, so we'll go and jump into Bob Forbes afterwards. Don't think that's going to be an improvement from Verstappen. Oh.
Then again, it might be a decent.
I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to shut my mouth, I think, and let's see if Rob Forbes can do anything better. Again, he gets P9.
Oh, Cohen's on for another good time as well. Is it going to be better than his 143? I would say so. Yeah, he's just picked Verstappen as well.
Lakitu's still on his favoured hot lap, just trying to see who we've got.
VRT Midnight's coming through in Blanchemont. It looks like he's going to get a toe from the car in front as well, so that might even give him a little bit of a bonus there.
As long as it doesn't get him in the mix of things at the bus stop chicane. And you've got Denier, who is also on a hot lap, but not quite fast there. Had Midnight Pip get provisional pole. Oi! I'll tell you what, that was a
showmanship there. That's not done him many favours.
Well,
has it?
I'll tell you what, unless Sem or Simsy Danger can put a better lap, Lakitu looks like he's got his first pole.
Well, hang on. Bruma's coming through now. He's improved on his time and not improved on his place.
No, and then we've got Simsy just coming through the bus stop chicane now, the last of the ones to set a fast lap.
I'm sure he'd be very happy to get into the top 10 in qualifying.
I'll tell you what, if Simsy actually managed to hold on to that, he could have shaved a couple of attempts there. But no, there we go, there's our starting lineup. That's our first grid positions. So they got Nikita in pole with an impressive 142.4, closely followed by Deneen on a 143 dead. Saying that, 300ths of a second, 3,000ths of a second separating Deneen and Cohen. So a good start there by Cohen. Verstappen in P4, bit midnight, not his greatest qualifying, but starting P5. Alpha Trix debutant, as well as Cohen, shall we say, starting 6th for 143.1. Sem with a 143.2, who usually does pretty well in qualifying, but maybe didn't get the best hot lap he did. Simsy Danger with a 143.3, Rolf Falls with a 143.6, and Brumer with a 143.8, and Callis holding up the rest of the grid at 11th.
Something else.
Yeah, 145 I do believe.
Well, I do believe that was 8 tenths between 2nd and 10th.
Yeah, it's that is. Well,
Lakitu absolutely knocking it out of the park.
6 tenths quicker than anyone else.
Yeah, everyone else is in the same sort of. So really, we need to consider that just an exceptional lap for pole there.
Oh, absolutely. But
And
maybe a dry setup.
Extremely good laps.
Well, the thing is though, is Nikita got a dry setup and maybe just going to increase the front wing, make it more of an oversteery car, just to get through the wet period and then be strong afterwards. I don't think that's going to be very good for you going.
Yeah, so everything you don't know what the tyre is going to be like as well. You know, if he set up his suspension geometry quite aggressively for the opening stint, because on wet tyres it's not quite so tyre wear sensitive.
Oh, look!
He's not starting on the mediums. Anyone?
It's awful. Look at that. I mean, look at that rain. I mean, you might just red flag the race right now. Let's all go home, have a beer.
I'd say we could be down to 11 runners by the end of the first turn.
Because you're optimistic, aren't you? Let's see who's going to give it the sauce into La Sauce on the start of the Grand Prix.
La Sauce into ravioli.
Yep, ravioli into Eau Rouge. Isn't Eau French for water and Rouge red water? So it could be wine, red wine.
No, I think Eau Rouge is something to do with the string that runs underneath it.
I don't care. You can tell me whatever it is and I'll believe you. Oh dear. Oh look at it, it's just awful. Awful. That weather. You got the old stewards waving their green flags. Like all those
nice, tidy formation lap.
Yeah, Danny Lamphere.
He who shall not be named.
Yeah. Ooh, that's like a key to calm it down. I'm going to end up stacking before we even get there. This is the bit I'm looking forward to tomorrow. You know, it's a 144. You know, for us, it's a good 144 lap around it at best. And we've got to do it in a formation lap as well. I can't keep my concentration that long.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think for future F1 games as well, they need to show you what sort of, even just a wing setup that the drivers have got. You know, would make it a little bit more. You know, you can sort of get a better grip of the idea of what sort of strategy everyone's taking, really. Because at the moment we're just playing a guessing game. But then again, I suppose they don't do it in real F1, do they?
We would have literally nothing to talk about if we had all the information. We could just put it on the screen and hum.
Sounds like a bad.
Our speculation is all that keeps us talking.
and my tree ball soft mints.
Yeah.
Oh.
And obviously destroying.
Well, there we go.
Corners on these.
Denier just decided to go into the side of the ball there. That's always good, mate. He got a bit of a flashback, PTSD for Hungary there. Right, and as they're all starting to line up, Caddis is going to really hold the back end up. Maybe he's got a really good wet setup. Can he go from 11th to 1st? Anything less will be disappointed, Caddis. Yeah, we need a better camera angle than this broadcast one. I want it from the front. Alright, here we go then. Waiting for the red lights. 10, 5, 5. And off they go, and it looks like a good start by Cohen. And a good start by Lakita. Lakita just having a bit of a squirm there. Changed the camera angle, and it looks like Simsy and Bremer have had a collision. Change the damn camera.
Oh, Verstappen's got a great drive out of La Source. He's heading up towards Eau Rouge. It looks like, yeah, P3 is going to be his. Oh, Lakita very wide. Verstappen very wide. A lot
of wide there. Bremer's retired from the set.
Be thankful for all that runoff area.
It looks like Bremer's DNF'd, but he did have a bit of a collision with, I do believe, Simsy Danger. Just coming off the start-finish straight. So riding on board with Cohen at the moment. I think this will be a bit of a procession for the moment. You've got Alpha Tricks just on the back of Cohen, and Rob Forbes really on the back end. They're taking a really wide line, but losing a position, maybe two. Oh, he manages to get back on the inside of No Name. And Callis has, I can only imagine, a puncture. Yeah, he's stopped on the track. So it looks like Callis is, yeah, he's going to just stop everyone there, really. It looks like he's got a rear puncture of some sorts, or... No, I can't see a puncture, but he's going really slow. But for the top 9.
Oh, Alpha Trix has got great drive into Blanchimont. Bit of oversteer there. But is he going to be able to do anything? Not really ideal, is it? Being right up this close and personal when you're going to be heavy on the brakes.
Oh, I tell you what. Well held there by Cohen.
Is he going to make a move on this chicane? No.
Oh, he is. He's got on the inside. Cohen's overbraked it, and oh, I tell you what, Forbes. If you pulled that off, that would have been the move of the race. That would have been. But you must have just given yourself some end plate damage. So Alpha Trix is maybe able to get away here. We've got Rob Forbes is going on the inside of the Source and Sam. Sam going to go around the outside. And Sam just makes contact with his left rear, which gives Sam a good drive out of there. Coming down to Aradion.
Oh, Cohen's just managed to squeeze between Sam and the wall there.
Boy, I'll tell you what that is. And there you go, Rob Forbes just about to be overtaken by Sam. Sam going on the inside.
I think VRT's making the same move on Cohen right behind. Oh, it's going to be tight through that corner, though, isn't it?
Needs to be clean. Needs to be clean because you've got 3 cars behind you, lads. But a good move there by Sam. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be the battle of the day, really. Rob Forbes seems to have some good pace, but lacks the brakes by the looks of things. But Rob Forbes has been quite unlucky in previous races. So let's hope he... let's just hope he gets something good out of it.
I mean, he just has to get through a good portion of the race, and he's definitely on for points.
No, absolutely. And Cohen, what's happened to Cohen?
I don't think it matters how many times you pit. You've just got to...
What happened to Cohen? How did he drop down so many places?
People overtook him.
That's not good.
Same way everyone else drops.
It's not good.
The RT's down 3 as well.
Yeah, they must have had it coming together at some point. I seem to have missed it. But it wouldn't be a string without us missing something. Or midnight.
Yeah, I mean, we missed the overtake of the week last week.
Yeah, that was all your fault.
Yeah, I mean, no, but if you want to see it, you just go to Verstappen's channel and have a watch of it. It was a great overtake.
Midnight very close to the back of Cohen there. Is it going to be a dive into the La Source? Midnight seems to be taking the outside line. Forbes seems to be holding this train up a little bit. Dirty air, wet weather, heavy load.
And no DRS to get through it all.
Exactly. But he seems to be holding on quite well there.
The biggest overtaking spot in Spa, and it's completely nullified by the wet weather.
I don't know. You can get some good traction. Well, if you can get a good little bit of speed up there, you can make a dive into the chicane. Whereas I think that's Simsy that's just gone wide there, cutting the chicane altogether. Seems to be a bit too hot on the brakes there. But Deneen seems to be taking
doing Deneen type stuff.
Yeah, well, I
Leading
don't
the
know.
race.
Nikita's keeping him honest, and Verstappen in his coveted third position. And you're looking down there, you know, you've got Alpha Trix, that's just a second behind Verstappen, and then you've got Sam, that's another 2 seconds, and then Rob Forbes behind thereafter. So Sam needs to start pulling out. Well, I would say needs to start pulling out a gap. Maybe needs to start pulling out a little bit of a gap to Rob, because I can only imagine Cohen goes a little bit wider, lucky not to spin. But Midnight's all over the back of Cohen.
I think they're both going to be hugging the rear end of Rob Forbes in a minute.
I don't know. I think, well, yeah.
Whoa!
Oh,
The RT's got a
he's
real
got.
nice
I'll tell you
cozy
what,
up
he
there.
absolutely. Yeah, they're going to keep it clean. Go. Oh, bit of an early break there. Who's going to
Cohen
get the
that ran
better
wide on that corner last lap, wasn't it? To give way to Alpha Trix.
It was.
Oh, great drive out that corner there by Midnight. Up into
And
the
look at
source.
Midnight,
I
this could
think
be-
that round the outside he may well get this move done if it's kept clean.
Oh, a bit of a slide there, but that means Midnight is going to
Yeah, he's
progress
got
into the
great
7th.
drive, great drive.
And Cohen looks like he's going to be on the back foot again, going against Simsy Danger going through a ridge. And Alpha Trix is making a move on Verstappen. Don't know where that's coming
Oh
from.
no, you can't do that to Verstappen. Verstappen podium's as sure a thing as a Paul Scholes yellow card. We can't have that.
But, you know, Verstappen's coming back. Verstappen, not notoriously
Actually,
good.
maybe we need a Dutch equivalent. A Nigel de Jong yellow card.
Or a Van Dijk Player of the Year. Cohen just seems to be dropping down the order. Has he got any damage, or is he just not coping? Maybe his setup's not due for the wet weather. And, oh, Simsy's just gone on the inside of Midnight as well.
We've got
Whether
Callis
that was
on the new
clean or
front wing
not.
in the pits.
Yeah.
Putting on the hard tyres. God, that's an early call.
Really?
Yeah, he's obviously decided he's got to come in for the pit. This might
Well,
save him
that's
some
to be
time.
lapped. So, I'll tell you what, this is a good little battle for 7th, 8th and 9th. Which is giving Forbes a bit of a breathing space, really. Midnight looking at the inside of, what was that, Brussels? What's that Brussels? It's,
Rivage, we're called at. Brussels is one of the names.
Yeah.
I don't know where you are. I'm just watching Callis to see how he gets on with these licks.
well, he just needs to survive 11 laps. Well, I'd imagine, but 16 laps.
I mean, the
Just to
rain
get-
has stopped, so it's probably a lap or two
Yeah.
early, but if he can get through that, he has saved himself the time for a pit stop.
It's not like he's got a teammate there either, is he? He's in the, what's he, in a Haas, isn't he?
The Haas, yeah.
I'll tell you what, Midnight's all the back end of Simsy Danger just comes to the bus up chicane, going on the inside. See, I did that, right, and I get a 5-second time penalty for that. And Simsy just gives a coming on to start finish straight. Midnight's got the inside line, but he's just going to concede to Simsy. I think it'd be better just to get the toe going through.
No, I think. Yeah. Tough one. Parts of this track look very wet, and then you get up the top here onto the Kemmel Straight, and actually it looks a bit more reasonable.
Or maybe that's why Midnight's taking a bit of a wide, well, a bit of an erratic line, shall we say, to try and maybe keep his tyres cool. Maybe it is time for softs.
Well, I kept on board with Callis for a bit, and he is struggling a bit to keep the car in a pointing forward type direction.
Simsy takes the defensive line going into the chicane, but Midnight manages to get the inside line, but he's going to have
All about who's going to get the inside on Rivage, isn't it, man?
or Brussels,
Brussels, whatever we want to call it.
Yeah,
Brussels.
Brussels. Or Midnight just sticks it in. He's going to have the inside line going into No Name, but that's good racing.
He's going to take the racing line. He's not interested in the inside line. He wants a racing line. And Verstappen, I think that's the first penalty of the evening, isn't it?
I have no idea. You might have to check that. I think there's going to be others.
Yeah, I'm not going to keep an eye on them because this could get silly. There's a lot of corners on this one where they're
Oh, Sims is taking it wide, going through. What's that called? The goose or whatever you would call it.
Notice that as it's drying up, Lakitu and Alphatrix are closing up on Deneen.
Well, maybe we should get ahead of them then.
Who's going to blink first at the front, do you think, for the dry tyres? Anyone going to try that lap early before DRS is enabled? Normally that's sort of the changeover, isn't it? DRS gets enabled, everyone into the pits, but is someone...
Well,
Deneen's in.
Deneen's in. He's got into the pits. He's obviously thinking it's time for dries.
Well, that mystery didn't last us very long. Exactly 2 corners.
You did a spaghetti. You jinxed it. But Deneen doesn't strike me as one to take risks, not if he's at first place. He's obviously thinking that, you must think it's dry enough to actually put on dries. But again, I'm just seeing a lot of spray on the back of Lakitu and Alpha. And Deneen's coming out in 9th place. You've got Lakitu taking a defensive line but coming back over. Alpha closing up the gap. Been inspired drive if Alpha can get a good pole position.
I think Simsy might be able to make a move on Cohen at the end of the Kemmel Straight as it stands. He's just lining up now, coming down the inside into the Lake-Com or whatever we're going to call it. I'm going to call it Les. Oh, he's overrun that one.
He's cooked it. He's going to have to give the position back.
Isn't it? I don't know how he's got away with that. Unless I didn't watch to see if Cohen did the same exact lines to try and avoid contact. I know he's given the position.
Yeah, look at that. That's a good man. Good man, Simsy. That's what we like to see. Good, clean racing. Honest racing. Apart from the attendance, this is why it's one of the best leagues out there. We had a full complement tonight. And only 11 turned up. Let's just jump back on board with old Alpha because he seems to be right at the back of Lakitu. Going through the fast sector 3. It'll be interesting to see how Deneen's getting on. He seems to be losing a little bit of time. A 10th here, a 10th there.
He's struggling to keep it at any pace. I'm just sort of riding on board with him now. He doesn't seem to be adjusting well to the medium tyres.
I think it's maybe one more lap. I still see a bit of spray coming off the back end of Alpha and Lakitu, but they're both coming in. DRS yet to be
problem is, it's such a large lap, isn't it, that there's part of the track that maybe it's okay in, and I suppose the gains you can make in the straights are they worth the hassle? God, he spun. Oh no, he's managed to catch that. Well done. He's around the Blanchimont corner and he's got the back end going sideways, but managed to, I don't know, just push a button to bring it to an absolute halt. I don't know how he's done it.
Deneen's just going for the start finish, a bit of a drift.
We got DRS enabled, so I assume that Alphatrix and Lakitu have come in at just the right time. But
Deneen has lost a lot of time.
And Lakitu's come out in front, and Alphatrix and Seb even. So yeah, Deneen has lost a few positions.
He's lost about a good 5-6 seconds there. It'll be interesting now. Now it's dry weather. Who risked it for a biscuit and had a dry weather setup? Who lowered the front wings? Alphatrix seems to have had a slow pit stop. Whether he got held up, I don't know. Sem seems to have had an amazing pit stop because he was down in the sixth position and has managed to come out in P3 in front of Deneen and Verstappen. So Verstappen, Verstappen, Deneen have seemed to have lost out there. But it'll be interesting to see.
Well, the closest battle at the moment looks to be Cohen on Rob Forbes.
Yeah. Now the question is, can Rob Forbes
just run wide? But is that to give himself drive into no-name corner?
Yeah, Rob Forbes has lost out. He was up in P6, wasn't he? So he's obviously lost out on somewhere along the pit lane. But still, he's gone wide again. Strikes me as strange. Do you reckon he's lowered his front wing and just maybe taken a bit too much off? Oh, I wonder if there are any Renaults. I wonder if they've got that auto bias, brake bias that they've been accused of by the Racing India's or the Force Points.
Racing Force Point India Sport Pacer.
Yeah. That'd be interesting to see, wouldn't it? Do you reckon it was old Nico Hulkenberg as he's been told to go away from Renault?
Yeah, he's leaking information.
I know something. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. Look at Alonso and Hamilton. They gave evidence against McLaren when McLaren were put into disrepute and they were reported against. Right, now Cohen, this is going to be your chance, my friend. You're going to have DRS, you need a good drive. Now what are we going to see? DRS open for the first time, I think, this race. Tucking in deep behind. Forbes having
like
defensive line.
Pretty simple overtake there, isn't it?
I don't know. Forbes is looking.
Oh, there's not a lot of space there.
No, but again, space given to both, and Forbes is still trying to come back against Cohen. Right in the back there.
Is he going to try and take the inside line here? Is he going to be left any room?
Oh, he's got a good line there for Bruxelles.
I think that was very much elbows out, but probably right on the edge of.
Yeah, I reckon that was more tyre rubbing
fair
than anything
and
else.
firm.
But Verstappen making inroads on Deneen. Oh, was Deneen overtaking Verstappen? No, Verstappen's been overtaken by Deneen. We missed that watching that from the Forbes fight.
I must have missed something because Verstappen was ahead of Sem, wasn't he? In the pit sequence.
Sem's benefited massively from the pit, going from wet to dries. Callis setting the fastest lap on his hard tyres.
On the hard tyre, yeah. I've just seen in the Discord that Bruma's not overly impressed with how that boiled up at the start. I think there may be some inquiry afterwards.
Oh dear. And Callis is I've just seen the Discord.
I didn't see the incident at all.
I've just seen Britta's comment. Water's almost come through my nose. Alright, Verstappen on the attack against the knee. Oh, a bit of a wobble there. He's still keeping the speed. He's going to have DRS. He's going to have to... He's got hardly any RS, so he's just going to maybe have to sit behind and follow the knee for a little bit longer. But apart from that,
Cohen's lined up Rob Forbes again. He's just overtaken him on the Camel Straight. Are we going to see Rob Forbes getting elbows out again?
Well, it seems to me
I think Cohen got a little bit earlier that time.
Yeah, I think Cohen has the straight line speed, but it seems like Rob seems to have the speed going through the corners.
So maybe Rob was set up a bit more for wet or somewhere in the middle.
I mean, you look at that tyre line going through there. Oh, Verstappen is closing up on Deneen, so this could be a fight for P4, P5. But maybe the wise thing to do is maybe slipstream each other to try and catch up with Sem P3, who seems to be just dropping, or being consistently 1.7 behind Alpha. So I'll tell you what, Sem would take.
Really, looking at it, Verstappen would be wise, I think, not to make the overtake here, wouldn't he? And just cozy up and use the DRS on the Camel Straight, because otherwise he's just going to be a victim to it.
No, absolutely. Apertrick setting the fastest lap as well. It's just straight after Lakitu. I mean, if I was Verstappen, I'd be having it in low revs, no ERS, and this is where I would actually turn it all up. Well, not just now. I'd say, just as you get to the, a rouge, then turn it all up, and then go from there. But he's got the ERS open. He's mostly running Witch Mix. And this is going to be blinding speed coming through there. Deneen covering the inside. It's going to be very tight. Come up to the breaking point of the chicane. And Bruma makes the move. Makes it look really well.
I thought Bruma made a move then. I thought, well, Deneen's just got a 3-second time penalty there.
Ooh. He's got the Mary syndrome.
I think that might be a little bit harsh, that one, as he was just trying to keep it clean round there, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, if he was to contend, I'm sure there would be.
Yeah, there, but
Rob Forbes seems to be dropping off Cohen, so whether now...
Mind you, Verstappen's also got a 3-second penalty, not that Deneen's probably going to know that, so...
No. Sem's dropping back a little bit more, but he's lost... very wide there. I suppose you've got to use all the curb. Sem just slowly... Oh, there's a yellow flag, and Cohen has spun out. He's spun out, and...
No damage to his front wing, though, so that's a small plus, I suppose.
It's not great for
Callis is going to be hot on his tail at this rate, just the minute 17 to catch up.
Yeah. And Simsy Danger getting another 3-second penalty, thank you.
We've got Deneen, who's going to be
he's going
close
up
to
to Verstappen again.
It's going to be a bit throw in this next few laps, isn't it?
We're looking at them both. They're both low on ERS. I mean, to be quite honest, if I was in this position, I'd just have it all turned off. Wait until I know I can make a move, then make the move. I understand it's halfway through the race, but yeah. Then again, it looks like he's taking that advice because he seems to be only making small inroads to Verstappen. But
I think Verstappen had really great drive out of the source, and that just sets you up nicely for that whole sequence there, doesn't it? So.
Or maybe Deneen is just struggling to keep pace. Well, the most exciting thing we can really bring you at the moment is the battle between Verstappen and Deneen. Let's give some screen time to our leader. You know, he's doing really well out there. Pit strategy done really well with about a bag push in Canada. You know, really benefited from that. He's keeping R13 in second place behind, keeping him honest at 1.5 seconds. To be quite honest, I mean, Alpha, I'm sure he'd take a second place on his debut race all day long. And then Sem, who's really benefited from either a very good pit strategy or a pit stop, and just boost himself up to third place after starting, and Alpha, you know, respectively 6th and 7th. Verstappen, who's slowly catching Sem, slowly, 4 attempts in the last lap, and I think you've got Deneen that's, I think, struggling to keep pace. He's losing all his DRS, using all his DRS. He must be light on fuel. He's really struggling to keep up with Deneen. You've got Midnight just slowly catching, maybe a tenth or two a lap. Saying that, he's just lost a tenth there.
Maybe this is where we're seeing Deneen possibly set up for the wet to last a little bit longer.
Well, that would be.
As he had great pace through the wet, didn't he?
He did, and then sort of risked it all a bit too early. But then saying that, if he got it right, we'd be turning around saying what an absolute tactical genius he is. But it didn't, Deneen. You didn't. You messed it up for yourself. You've let everyone down. We believed. I shouldn't laugh.
Oh, well, that's probably Callis race over now. 3-second time penalty. I think that's probably going to be.
That's got to be a DQ, surely.
Zone up now.
He would have given Crazy Crumpet a run for his money. Well, this is this is.
It's not a lot going on at the moment, is it? I mean, Deneen's not really catching Verstappen. Sem's not really catching R13.
Yes.
R13 isn't really catching Lakitu.
Sem's falling further and further behind Alpha. Verstappen is on that lap, about 10th that lap, catching up.
Callis probably is just going to continue to drop back because he's on the hard tyres as well. So even if he does nail each lap, they're not going to be quick.
The thing is, though, does he just come in for a set of softs and try and get a fastest lap and double his points?
Yeah, I mean, he's in the top 10.
I mean, R13 and Sam, biggest winners here. Biggest loser, though, has got to be Cohen. You know, it just doesn't seem like he's had the best.
I'm not sure, out of the 11 drivers that started, Cohen is going to feel like the biggest loser in points. I think Bruma may have a case.
Well, I saw a very small snippet of it, and it seemed like
I just mean he's not got any points. I think he's going to feel like he's lost out the most here.
Well, yeah. Or was it a Bruma 2.0, isn't it? Bruma Dino 2.0?
I think I see 3.0. He had one in Hungary, didn't he, as well?
Oh, he did indeed. He did indeed.
Turn 4,
oh,
is it? Turn 4
I've missed a Neen. I've missed a Neen overtake Verstappen. For God's sake. Too busy looking at the Discord to notice.
God, this is going to be a really good watch for someone. They're going to watch us talking about
God,
how boring it is and seeing all these overtakes not happening.
Switch the screen, switch the screen. No, you're
Verstappen's
useless.
all over him though. Verstappen is. I think this could be the one.
This could be an ongoing battle, but then, like I said, they seem to be catching Sem by about maybe a tenth a lap. I'm just thinking, do they try and put the hammer down and maybe hope to chase up to Sem? Try and challenge for that third place? Is R13 going to be content in just having second? Can Lakitu keep it together and get a third, get his maiden win? Well, all these questions and more will answered on next week's show. Come back then. Lakitu got a very good, impressive second place last week, so
something we haven't had to ask ourselves actually as well in the last couple of races is how will back markers come into play and how quickly will they move over as we see Lakitu starting to cozy up to the back of Callis.
Well,
hopefully they just move out of the way, no problems, won't change the race, but I mean we've seen stranger things happen.
Yeah, we have. We have. Well, it doesn't look like Verstappen is going to be able to make a move. Oh, is he?
I think it's going to matter. Callis has decided to spin on the chicane and Lakitu's through, clean as anything, as is R13. In actual fact, it's only Sem who's had to back out a little, going down towards Rivage, but didn't really.
He's lost about 3 tenths in that though.
Yeah, and Deneen's going to follow him through Rivage. Is he going to be okay with that? I think.
Oh, Verstappen having a bit of a touch of oversteer there.
Yeah, Callis well out of the way there, nicely done.
Well, the only one that I think officially, if Verstappen, we've now got no one in DRS zone. And Verstappen seems to be losing the back end. Do you reckon the tyres have gone for him? Because generally he runs a very understeery car. Understeery car he usually has. But it seems like the back end just wants to slide out and kick him anywhere and everywhere, really.
Yeah, if he's got 7 on medium tyres, if he's lost the rear end of that already, it would seem unlikely.
Maybe just a bad lap. And Lakitu said another fastest lap, and R13 following suit. What's the problem? When you've got Lakitu putting in fastest laps and R13 beating it by half a tenth, no wonder that gap's not getting any smaller. Impressive driving by those two, though. And as
VRT just went very wide after the chicane, almost put himself in the barrier. Going to have cost him.
Well, he doesn't want to be putting himself in the barrier because.
No, all points are good points for him this week.
Exactly. 6th place is was it 8 points? 8 points, and it's 8 points more than what what's his name? Oh, cursed commentator, Spag and Chips. There we go. 8 points more, and Verstappen, who is just ahead, is so he's going to get 10 points. So he's going to lose a 2-point lead, lose 2 points off his lead from Verstappen, but.
Verstappen does seem to be struggling, doesn't he? Just riding on board with him now. He seems to be running wild a bit.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't know. I would have thought Verstappen would have, known how he likes his understeery car. I'd have thought he'd have been more conservative going into the wet weather. Or it could be
unless he maybe set up his wet weather setup and then he's dropped the front wing a bit too much in the pit, maybe.
Yeah, that could be the case. You could now have 1 10 minutes. Oh, Denise spun it. Safe re-entry, mate.
That's cost him a couple of places as well. He's
dropped down to 6th.
Rob Forbes is just coming round. I say just coming round. Made good ground on him. I don't think he's going to see him, but
no, he's about another 5
give him
seconds.
something to aim for. If he comes round the corner and just sees that car, it may just give him a reason to push.
Well, 3/4 of the way through, and Deneen again.
I mean, if there's a silver lining for him, at least he wasn't in the lead this week.
No, I mean, it seems like Deneen's a bit of a fishy header, really. Good 1 lap pace, but maybe lacks consistency. Don't worry, Deneen, I feel you, mate. I feel you. I know how it feels.
I think feeling him is for another channel. Oh, Verstappen very wide up Raddy on there.
Oh, God, he's lost buckets of time. Buckets of time to Sem. Sem, it looks like it's going to be as is, unless Alpha can make a really good push on Lakitu. He's made another 3 attempts up in the past couple of laps. Forbes with a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, he's just giving back the time that he was just handed by Deneen. He's given that back now.
The thing is, though, is Deneen, how well caused Deneen spinning? Could it be? I don't know. I think it's a bit of a long shot when you say the tyres are shot and they spin out like that. I think maybe he's just got a bit
with the closest battle, weren't they? So maybe it was just he's looking back, seeing where he was, placing himself for a corner.
Or maybe with Deneen, he's being tactical. He doesn't want everyone to know about the auto brake bias. I thought I'd better just spin out just to make it look good. And funny that no racing point force India, well, whatever they're races tonight. They're obviously not racing in protest.
It's for the select few. It's for the select few.
Well,
Midnight's. Oh no, he's over. I thought he was going to get excited and make an overtake. He did. He overtook Callis.
Callis. Congratulations, Callis. Alpha Trix. I tell you what, Alpha Trix is making massive progress. He's almost under a second. Going through the source. He's catching Ducati. This could be an interesting last 5 laps of the race. Come on, Alpha.
P2's a lot lower on ERS as well.
Come on. We need to give these people what they need. They need to see something, and we need to keep with it as well. I'm not even going to risk going to see Simsy danger. I'm going to keep it at the front here. I don't know. That lap just came out of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Set the fastest lap, and I don't remember what the 1:46.5. And now it's under a second. This is going to be interesting. This is what we need. The last 5 laps. Let's make it interesting. I bet he's just sat back all racing going, do you know what? I'm going to play it down. He's on the hard tyres as well. That's interesting.
And it's not unusual for a debutant to go on and to win a race. I mean, Lakitu came close last week, didn't he? A very solid podium in his first race.
But it's just the changeover point. Is this where the mediums... Maybe the setups are so aggressive that they've actually, after 10 laps, they just fall off. So,
yeah, do you know, I haven't even paid attention to the fact that Alpha Trix is on the hard tyres.
Yeah,
must have been some stonking times he's been putting in to keep it up with Lakitu there.
Well, the interesting thing is now, can Callis catch up? He's got 5 laps. He's on the better tyre. Oh, and I can tell you what this could be. Yeah, Lakitu's suffering on ERS. He's going to have to save it, and Alpha doing very well. Very well to keep it that close to keep his ERS up. And it does seem...
It's harder, I think, to be the leader, isn't it, for ERS? You're not getting slipstream, you're not getting DRS.
No, but then again, it could be... maybe I'm just not that aggressive on the ERS. So, here we go, now DRS straight. Alpha Trix sitting up behind. Lakitu keeping the race in line, not going defensive, and Alpha's just backed out of that one, I feel.
Yeah, maybe he's just going to cosy it up, ready for the next lap. Be a bit closer, ready for the
Not
DRS
being funny, but I don't think
lap.
he run ERS all the way down that back straight, because he's gone from 47 to, 64. So I think what he's going to do is he's going to make the move, he's going to make it stick. I don't think he's going to panic. I think he's going to let Lakitu do all the panicking. You burn up his ERS, use all his fuel, and Alpha's just going to sit in the tow, sit a bit in the dirty air, save his fuel, save his ERS, and come next lap, after the source, he's going to give Lakitu the source. And well, Rob Forbes just seems to have dropped down to 90, seems to have pitted for soft tyres. I think he's going for fastest lap to maybe increase his points. I think he knew that Simsy was going to overtake him, and that's obviously inherited 7/8 to Simsy and Cohen. Cohen about 1.4 behind, but at the moment the interest is in between the top two, between Alpha and Lakitu. Again, Alpha very close going through the bus-stop chicane. I'll tell you what. He's got 84% ERS, and I reckon he's got some fuel in him as well. I reckon this is going to be the moment. Let's drive on board, shall we? So we've got the DRS open. No, not running like low to medium ERS, if anything. Do you reckon he's going to last lap it?
Yeah, see. Yes.
Oh, whereas
he's to get DRS behind him, isn't he? So yeah, I suppose it makes sense just to keep tight and make a last second.
Yeah, put the pressure
Callison on softs as well now.
Well, there we go. He's given up the potential of getting a P9. Poor decision. I'll tell you what, that is a very smart thing to do, because it's going to put all the pressure on Lakitu, and if this is what Alpha Trix is going to do, he's just going to sit behind and go, hello, you see me.
Blowing kisses in the wing mirrors.
Exactly. He's going to go last lap. Oh, you're in for it, sunshine. You're in for it.
Went round Mary corner there, just catching a bit of the AstroTurf, not the gravel. Good stuff.
I love that corner. I love it so much. I gave it a kiss the other day. I'll tell you what. Poor old Lakitu. Still, he's harvesting his energy well.
Yeah, I think I would rather be in Alpha Trix's position out of the two.
Well, he's got all the energy, and I can only imagine all the fuel as well.
Yeah, he's making it this time. He's on a decent amount of VRS.
I don't know, it seems like it's only on a high. Oh, look at that. He's managed to overtake him just before the VRS activation. What a ballsy move. And can Lakitu come back on the attack, going on the inside maybe? Alpha seems to have that well covered, so very good move there by Alpha, and an impressive debut race as well. The good thing about Alex as well is Alpha's now got the faster tyre. You know, this is where the cut-off point comes for the mediums, and as you can see there by, Lakitu just drifted a little bit wide going through that one, and no name. And already Alpha's already, 8 temps up, he's already got that lead. And Lakitu just getting a 3-second time penalty.
VRS available. Yeah, Lakitu I think he's going to have to settle here for second. I can't see what he's going to be able to throw at Alpha Trix now to bring this back in.
Well, the fact he's got a 3-second time penalty as well. I think this is these are our top three. Unless
yeah,
Verstappen.
The way that Alpha Trix has been hammering that last chicane as well, it wouldn't shock me if he's out of DRS range by the time they start the next lap.
Yeah. Well, the activation's up here, so just before the beginning of the bus stop. Well, I don't know. I don't think Nikita's got enough left in the tank, but if he has, this would be a move to end all moves and be very exciting on the last lap.
This is the time to chuck it, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing, he's got 40% ERS. I mean, if he's going to be that close, personally, I'd save it for the last lap. I'd save as much as I humanly possibly. He's not even getting the toe either. You've got to go behind. Just stitch everything down to lean. Put no ERS. Just try on the last lap.
I think he was running no ERS down the Camel Straight there anyway.
I don't know. It seemed like a bit of a low medium. He seems to have made some up now, but I think he's now in none. But
yeah, he won't gain a lot going on the Camel Straight in zero anyway, will he? Because no braking,
no braking zone,
letting off.
Well, we also have a battle here where Cohen could maybe overtake Simsy. Simsy under attack, going after the Camel Straight. But we'll catch up to that battle in a bit. At the moment, coming to the penultimate lap. Well, on the penultimate lap. The final part of the penultimate lap. I wonder how many times I can say penultimate before it gets boring.
Yeah, just keep going, keep going.
Yeah, why not? See how they are. I think Lakita's just gonna have to settle for second here because Alpha Trix has just got so much more ERS. I can only imagine he saved enough fuel to run rich to the end of it. Callis with a 3-second time penalty. Oh,
maybe you'd be going for a fastest lap as well.
Yeah, I think that's his 10th place in jeopardy now. So really, the last chance for Lakitu, unless Alpha decides to have a bit of a slip here or a bit of a wobble. Only 8% ERS going onto the Camel Straight. God, you do not want to see that. And he's not even opened his DRS. I think he's
accepted it.
Yeah, accepted the fact that Alpha Trix has actually had a really good race. He's you know, he's done so bloody well. He's gained 5 positions. Definitely driver of the day for me anyway.
I don't know. I mean, Bruma didn't put a foot wrong, other than that one little thing at the beginning. I think.
No, I'm sure he'll appreciate it on his next YouTube video. I can imagine it being about 15 seconds long. Is that more like a GIF or a meme or something like
that? Yeah, it's bad when your race can be a GIF, isn't it? Oh dear, Deneen's got fastest lap. Deneen's got fastest lap as it stands. Oi, Lakitu getting very sideways there.
Yeah, well, he's 2.5 seconds behind. I think he's conceded. And to be fair, you know what, these two gave a really good battle, kept it clean, and Alpha Trix just seemed to have all the tricks up his sleeve. So, very good race by Alpha. He seems like he's just turned the engine down now, just winding it in. Knows he's well ahead. Just his last few corners. If you crash now,
unlucky. Callis has just got a 3-second time penalty.
Bruma, you might be in it, mate. And well done to Alpha Trix winning the Belgium Grand Prix at Spa. And Lakitu, congratulations on your 2nd position. I know you qualified first, but 2nd place don't be disheartened. A very good race by Sem, who gets the final podium position after climbing up 4 places from 7th. And Verstappen.
Oh, Midnight's jumped him on the line with penalties.
Well, there we go.
Midnight increases his lead in the championship.
We need to have words about this Verstappen. It's not good. And Cohen on his debut race as well, going to pick up 6th place. I tell you what, not bad. I know you qualified 3rd, but you know, sometimes the race.
Spin, but a good recovery from that, wasn't it? So
yeah, and Simsy, another good one, and Deneen potentially going to be the most annoyed by this race. I think that's 2 races in a row where, whether it be a control, you know, the wheel cutting out, or just poor tactics and poor decision making, has just cost him potentially a race win. And Rob Forbes,
at least a very solid points finish.
And Rob Forbes finishing. That is always a bonus for Mr. Forbes. I know he's been quite unlucky in previous races, but a 9th place, I'm sure he'll take it all day long.
Yeah, and Deneen, I think, has just had the fastest lap for that, so he'll be pleased with the extra point, I'm sure.
Let's see if the top 3 interviews. Just have to. Verstappen's typing this day, not you, Verstappen. You didn't qualify. You didn't get 3rd. But no, congratulations to Alpha on his debut race. You know, in changeable conditions, so it's very difficult to, especially debut winning any race, interchangeable conditions. He's my my driver of the day. You know, he's up 5 places, and I didn't see him really put a finger wrong there.
Yeah, I can't really disagree. I think Lakitu had a very solid race. Obviously, as you say, a bit disappointed to not turn the pole into the win, but can't really grumble. Alpha Trix has just had that little edge on him at the end, isn't it?
Oh, you still there?
Yes, mate.
Oh, I think my microphone went a bit funny then. That's all good. But no, but unlucky to Bruma. You know, we do feel for you, mate, and I'm sure there's always next week.
Well, 3 times I've tried to put GG into the Discord. 3 times it's auto-corrected to egg.
Well,
egg all.
Egg all, mate. Egg all. At this present moment, I don't think there's anyone actually wants to. Let's see if anyone wants to have a post-match. If not, we'll end it there and See you all at the Formidable Monza. We'll give him a couple more minutes. Well, not a couple more minutes. Give him one more. So Alpha won't be able to join. I'll tell you what. Well, I think we'll end it there. I think we'll leave the. No one else seems to be interested, so we'll leave it as it is. So, well, no. Well, congratulations to Alpha Trix. Forgotten whose name was then. On his debut race and his debut win.
We've got Lakitu wants to come in and explain how comes Paul did.
Let's invite Lakitu. Party. Invite players. I don't think he's my friend. I have no friends. I need friends. Look, Lakitu, you've got to add me as a friend because I can't be doing this every bloody week. Let's invite him in. Let's see what happens. Let's see what excuses mine's going to be. I reckon he's going to say that his tyres went. It's going to be his tyres went. Or poor ERS management.
Or DRS got stuck open, or he was told to turn down the engine. It was overheating.
I was racing at a different circuit. Oh, Lakitu, commiserations, but congratulations. Pole position and qualifying, but just got done by a better strategy, maybe by Alpha Trix. Yep. Well, it's still. Well, what your medium tyres, they've done after 10 laps, 11 laps. It looked like about 10, 11 you were sort of struggling for a bit of grip. Yeah, no, and he was on the hard tyres. He came in on hard tyres and right. Have you got your party chat to share to be allowed? Because Sam can't. The chat's saying they can't hear you. And your microphone. There we go. That's better. Hopefully they can hear you now.
Okay.
Hopefully.
If not, we can just embellish what you said. We can just tell them that you said something completely different, something really aggressive, and really set up a nice outside story for the race next week.
What's that? Yeah, Alpha Tracks pushed you off the track. Unbelievable! I can't believe that. No,
sabotage in the garage.
Yeah, you were the one that reported Renault last week, weren't you? But no, it was a good race. I mean, to be honest, second place round Spa, interchangeable conditions. I think you take that every day of the week. Just someone else's strategy. Just maybe got the better, maybe the better strategy. Maybe if you were on the hard tyres, you could have maybe held on to that first position. But I know what you're like. You like to have the fastest tyres, do the best you possibly can, and try and get ahead of everyone, so you don't have to race with them. Yeah. No, mate, it was a good race.
Good podiums in a row. I'll take that.
Absolutely. I mean, you got was it second place last week, didn't you? Yeah. And the week before that.
No, he's joined and had back-to-back podiums. You cannot
back-to-back
really
second
ask for a better
places.
start than that.
No, not at all. We might have to call you the new Verstappen, because he's one for just podiums and needing the race win. So next week at Monza, you need to win the race. What's your hopes on that? Do you reckon you?
Finish second at
Finished second.
It's worked for midnight. It's worked for midnight until last week, didn't it? So
yeah, look at him now. He won his race last week and he finished at a lowly, what was it, fifth, sixth, fourth, fifth. Unbelievable.
You've nearly used all the numbers. Keep going.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. I know it's one of them.
Definitely, he's finished in one of those.
Yeah. But no, well done, lucky to, done really well there. And next week, Monza. How's your pace around Monza?
I don't know. Average track for me, I think. I'm just waiting for Singapore. I like that track.
That makes one of us.
Are you okay? You are aware you just said Singapore, right?
It's my absolute favorite track.
Mate, you need help. You need help. Singapore.
Well, you heard it here first. He said he's going to win Singapore.
Yep.
Lap everyone.
Yep.
Probably gonna crash.
Don't do that. We haven't got enough numbers in the league as it is. We
Yeah,
can't
no.
afford DNFs.
Exactly. If Spag and Chips don't bother turning up, all these mates. But no, well done to you, Lucky. Two podiums in a row, 2 second places, and hopefully next week you can challenge or get first and stay in first this time.
Yeah.
But well done, buddy. Well done. On that note, I think we're done for the evening, aren't we, Steve?
I think so.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. And
Unless you want to wait for Callis to finish.
Yeah, well, actually, we got enough time.
Yeah.
No, we ain't got, no. I think it's past the watershed. We've got to go now. But anyway, we shall see you all next week for Monza for round 14. And thank you very much, and see you later. No.